the silent whispers, the voices no one can hear but only you can hear, whether it tells you to do something positive or negative. Sometimes it could be through healing, out of trauma. Sometimes it could be devious and questionable intention. In the life that we live, we consume a lot. What we eat, what we drink, what we watch, what we listen to, conversations we entertain, and even when we go to rest, some of these things culminate in some of our dreams. But the question is, what do we feed ourselves? What do we take in? Are some of these whispers positive in our life, or do they eat us slowly by slowly? Someone who's addicted, let's say it's one puff, one needle, just a drink. Today they say they stop. They stop for a day, or let's say two. And then they're chilling, and then someone tells them, my friend, I've organized something big for you. Let's try this thing. They try, they back again. Someone tells you, just a touch. Today, I'll be a good one. But all they do is use your body to a point whereby you have too many soul ties. You can't even tell who you really are. Anyone can be a victim of the negative whispers. It's not cast on stone. Look at how much we consume, the news we consume, the conversations we hear, things we listen to. There are things even beyond our control to an extent, and there are things to our control. The part of our control is us saying, I'm not going to vibe with this feed. So you change your feed. To another extent, it could be in a place whereby the information is right there and you are there, and a decision has to be made. We should be very careful what we allow in our mind and in our heart, because in the subconscious, it will take effect. You wonder when someone becomes violent, you need to ask yourself, who do they watch? Who do they listen to? What type of environments is around them? Because whatever they keep feeding, the subconscious will start saying, this is the idea. How many people have dreams? It's just a dream, and ended up bringing whatever was in the dream into reality. We should always be careful. How many people were going through their worst time in life? They watched something or listened to something or saw a motivational artwork or words, and their lives were transformed. Everything we feed, whether we like it or not, has a significant impact on who we are as individuals, as people, and as society. Even how people choose to move politically, who they support and who they don't. It can only take one word. Whether that word is verified to be true or not, one word. And everything can change in the last second. We should always be careful what we consume, because it affects us. If you choose to take things that are unhealthy, food that's unhealthy, what do you expect eventually? The more you consume it, the more it destroys you. Okay. So you think maybe your government will give a care about your health. Who said it will? So your health deteriorates, just become another statistic. And with the current health system that you're seeing, nobody cares. I remember during my accident, one thing that happened that left me silent for a very long time. From the first hospital I was moved to, the mistreatment, the second hospital, and I'm told if you sleep here until around 11, whatever happens to you, we don't care. So you come the next day. Mind you, at that time I'm being told my right arm is already broken. The bones have already been shattered. Chances are I was having internal bleeding, but by God's grace, I'm still alive. And then the next day I go, they're like, you have to bring ABCD. Eventually, from the moment of operation, when I'm being operated on, someone says, oh, I think he should be operated his stomach. Yet that wasn't my issue. And then the operation happens. 3 days later, you're told you need to leave. You have a foreign object in your arm. You can't move your arm and you're told to bounce. I'll wait. Then they give me a painkiller. That's that. Go live with your pain. And I remember 25th of January 2024. That was the last painkiller I took. And that's the systems that we have. In other countries, you're good. Some of us, where we are, you survive. So every day, there is something we learn. Hope. You never know will give you hope. You never know. It could be that little kid saying just something, and they just say one word of hope. You never really know. I mean, my niece stood up for me in something that was very heavy. And I had the information from a source I didn't even expect. And then I realized, wow, I have an advocate. You really never know who's listening and what's being spoken, and by who and where. Just make sure in the life that you live many roses and many good hearts and a good path for others to follow. Because today is not promised, tomorrow is not promised. So that whatever whispers you get, they are positive. Remember, the intrusive thoughts are also whispers. Throw yourself, do this, do that. If you don't take hold of them, they take hold of you. And every day we battle with these things. No one's perfect. No one will ever be perfect. In a world of chaos, our minds become chaotic. But once we understand how to go around, find positive, healthy coping mechanisms, then we're good to go. The pressure of life won't end. Governments will do what governments do best, more of themselves, less of the people. Systems will shut down, few will rise. The little will be fought for survival. The hearts of many shall become colder and colder. We are seeing it. People selling others, not caring. People saying they're religious leaders, but in their congregation, 3/4 of them are all victims of what happens behind the doors. The justice is never given when they raise their voice because they're told, you're shaking the ship. Silent whispers. It's all around us, whether positive or whether negative. Just make sure you understand which whisper is speaking to you. Because at the end of the day, whether you like it or not, it takes a toll on you. The company you keep, whether you like it or not, will affect you. Some people have found themselves in very dangerous places just because of the company. So what did the company say? Hey, let's go here. You went blindly, not knowing they had other ulterior motives. Even me to this day, if I walk and I see a group of 5 or 10 in front of me, I change my route. I am not anticipating to know what happens after I go pass through those 5. Because they could be 5 or 10 and they're just having their own moment. But one of them becomes mischievous and they attack. Sometimes a very good examples, let's look at like animals, specifically like dogs. You can have 2 or 3. They're just walking and you're walking. And then one of them decides, let's chase him. The other 2 are not even bothered. Next thing you know, you're running for your life. So whatever we eat, whatever we drink, whatever we condone, when we are quiet in our subconscious, those are the silent whispers. If it's positive, great. If it's negative, sad. Because if you can't control it, we still have the chance, you'd control it when it happens. As much as we love our technology and we're embracing technology, know your limits of technology. No, this is where it's techno-friendly, and this is where I take a step back. Use technology as an assistant, but not as your idol or as your God. Right now everybody's saying it's AI this, AI that. If it's AI, you're like, even reach a point you're like, oh man, can't we just be humans? Can we just like talk? Yeah, I know, not everyone is the same. But I'd rather deal with another fellow human. I know sometimes it can be a migraine, but at least I understand that. Than a system that's so programmed that can take me to La La Land, never to be seen again. Remember, what we consume physically spiritually, socially, techno-wise, eventually becomes the silent whisper. Let the silent whisper be something positive, but not an intrusive thought that leads you down a dark path to a point of no return. The choice is at the palm of your hands, your tongue, your lips, and your ears. Choose wisely.